Moving on though, we're not here today really to talk about Formula One.
No, talk about your little car.
Formula student.
Yeah.
So you've just had a chat with Ross, the team leader. What do you make of it all?
I'm seriously impressed. You know, when I was at college, because I didn't do university, I wasn't that clever. I couldn't have done something like this. This is way beyond my capacity. I think it's fantastic. I really do. I mean, it's Formula Student kind of is growing and growing and growing, and so many more people taking part. And anything that makes engineering sexy and introduces engineering concepts to people and kind of broadens the mind and expands the mind and helps us understand what are really complex mathematical equations to produce something like this has got to be good. You know, we've got a history in this country of making brilliant engineering, you know, examples, you know, from steam trains and you know, factories and all the way through to rockets now. You know, half the things that are going up in space we design and build in this country. And I think this is brilliant. And it's what Formula One needs. You know, we need to find the Adrian Newey's, you know, the Pat Simmons, the Ross Brauns of years to come. So good luck with you guys. I expect to see you in the paddock in a few years' time.
Well, you've probably seen quite a few of them, because here's a stat for you. You love your statistics.
I do love my stats.
There was a University of Hertfordshire graduate in every single Formula One team on the grid.
Seriously?
Yep.
That's fantastic.
So next time, if you see someone and they say, what uni did you go to? You say Hearts, say, I've seen your old Formula student team.
That's good.
And
I shall tell my wife that, because she's a graduate of the University of Hertfordshire as well. She did a radiography degree and actually could work for a Formula One team, because they use X-rays and ultrasound to check for like cracks in chassis and things like that. And they have these mobile kits that they take on the road. But yeah, she's always bragging to me that A, she knows more about F1 than I do, and B, she actually has a degree. So you could have used her, boys. I don't know why she didn't come on the team.
Get her down here.
I think I will.
We'll give her an email address.
Not a problem.
We'd love to have her. We could have Ask Mrs. Crofty.
Yeah, she'll tell you. It will be Mrs. Croft tells you, not asked.
Right, so you do Ask Crofty, usually after most races, hashtag Ask Crofty.
Yeah.
But that's mainly just about that race and Formula One.
Yeah, it's whatever people throw my way, to be honest. And you know, and I don't get to see all the tweets because there are so many of them. So it kind of gets filtered back at base, and then they send through what they think are the best tweets to the commentary box.
So we're going to throw you some now.
Okay.
I've got my tablet here with some quizzes, and we're going to do Quiz Crofty.
This is going to go horribly wrong.
So you confess, it's even on your Twitter profile, you're a West Ham fan.
Yes.
You're a Formula One fan.
Yes.
And you're a darts fan.
And I like a sausage.
And you do like a sausage.
As you can tell.
I didn't quite know what sausage questions to ask you.
There's nothing I know about sausages other than they taste great.
They do taste great. So I bet you love it when you go to Germany.
Yeah, I do. I loved it at Silverstone, actually, a couple of years ago. You'll find I talk far too much, by the way. I asked my local butcher, could he make up some special sausages? Because Johnny and I would go around the campsite. So we turned up with Crofty's special Silverstone bangers, and it was brilliant. It went down a storm. I had one out of about 150.
Bring us some next time.
Next time I will.
Next time. Right then, are you ready for this?
Go for it.
So, I mean, there's more pressure on this than Abu Dhabi right now. So if you want to take 5 minutes.
Yeah, can I phone a friend?
No.
No, because you take my phone off this now.
So, we're going to start off with darts.
Yep.
Here we go. In darts, what is the highest score from 3 different trebles?
From 3 different trebles. Would be treble 20, treble 19, and treble 18. So that would be 117. Is it 161?
171.
171. Shut up. My maths is appalling.
It was all right on Friday night.
Yeah.
It
was all right. No, but the thing is, I knew the answer. I just couldn't think of the numbers. Can we do it again?
We can do it again. Oh, he's cheating now. Do you want to rehearse the whole quiz?
Yes, please.
All right. So, in darts, what is the highest score from 3 different trebles?
Well, that would be treble 20, treble 19, and treble 18, which is 171.
Brilliant.
Thank you very
much. Knows his stuff. What is the lowest score not possible with 1 dart?
The lowest score not possible with 1 dart. 23.
Bang on. Congratulations. We're doing well up to now, 100%.
Yeah. So you see anything up to 20 you can get, then 25 and bullseye, obviously. You can get 21, because that's 3 sevens. You get 22, because that's double 11. 23, you can't do it.
He knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. So this is sort of like a double-barreled question. Which darts player had the nickname the Crafty Cockney?
Bristow.
And how many championships did he win throughout the 80s?
Throughout the 80s, Bristow was, well, he was a 5-time world champion, wasn't he, Eric Bristow? Because when Barney was on the verge of winning his 5th world title down at Lakeside, Bristow came down to see him. I think Barney actually lost in the final to Yella Klassen that year, but then went on to win a PDC championship.
Wow, you do know your stuff. So we've proved
Bristow
that
was a bit of a hero of mine, actually.
Right.
So one of the great things about what I do is that I now get to work with some of the guys that were my complete heroes over the years. So Brizzy was one of them. Phil Taylor, obviously, was one of them. Trevor Brooking was a massive hero of mine when I was a kid. And then you kind of get into the realms of Formula One. And I knew that I loved Formula One before I started in it. And I knew that I really, really loved it. There was a morning in Monaco, I think it was my 2nd year as a commentator at 5 Live. And I was in the Williams motorhome. Jackie Stewart came up and said, Crofty, would you mind if I sat down and joined you for lunch?
Jackie Stewart?
You're Jackie Stewart. Of course I don't mind, for heaven's sake. I loved you when you're... Oh, God. I used to have a model of his old Tyrrell that he won the championship in when I was a kid.
That is brilliant.
And it was just one of those moments.
It's something that I see you on the TV. I see Ted on the TV. I'm just like...
When I see Ted, I think, you know, I'm working with my heroes as well.
Yeah.
I mean, no man can do what Ted does.
I mean, I've grown up watching Ted. Like, my earliest memories of when he was with ITV, really, when he properly got into Formula One in the 2000s. It's just like, I want that job.
Yeah, he's a proper legend.
So moving on to West Ham now.
Go on then.
You feeling confident?
I'm feeling a bit nervous about the F1 questions that are coming.
Who was West Ham's first manager?
Oh, heaven's sake. What, when we were Thames Ironworks or when we were West Ham?
No, when you formed as West Ham. I can give you a clue.
Go on then.
1900 to 1934 was his reign.
He was there forever. Because up until, you know, we started, up until Lou Macari, West Ham had only had about 5 managers. I honestly don't know the answer.
You probably will kick yourself. I think it's a very easy name to remember. Sid King.
Sid King, of course.
So
that's bad. I should know that.
We're 3-1 now.
Yeah,
3-1 to UH Racing.
That's all right. 3-1. We beat Swansea 3-1 at the weekend. It's not a bad score.
How did you know you put that one in there? So next one, West Ham. No, what was West Ham's highest ever finishing in top flight football?
Oh, 3rd.
Oh, he knows that one straight away.
85, 86.
Bang on.
The year that there was no football on TV, so I couldn't see any of it on the TV. But I did go to a few matches that year. That's when I first started going kind of regularly.
So you was part of history?
Yep. When my mum and dad said, right, you're 15 now, you can go and see the match on your own. Come on.
What do people do when they turn 15 now?
Good question. It's that long since I turned 15. I wouldn't even know.
Because I mean, they don't even get iPads. iPads when people are 10 now.
Yeah, well, probably wouldn't have 5 to get an iPad now.
Yeah. I mean, you can get your provisional driving licence at 15 and a half.
Can you?
Yeah.
All right. Do you need a provisional to drive this?
Ask Ross that. Ross will be able to tell you.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll ask Ross.
So, final West Ham question. What year was West Ham United Football Club formed?
Oh dear. We were
under that name.
Under West Ham. Well, if our first manager was Sid King.
Gave that away.
Yeah. It'd be 1900 and, what did you say, 4?
No, 1900.
1900 then, yeah.
Because Thames Valley was 1895.
Not Thames Valley, Thames Ironworks.
I had Thames Valley written
That's
on
why
there.
we called the Irons. Because we basically, we were an ironworks attached, you know, to the docks and stuff, and that's where the irons comes from. You knew that anyway.
Of course we did. We're all West Ham fans. So finally, on to Formula One.
Okay.
Now you will be getting a slap from a metaphorical slap if you get these wrong.
Probably.
So what was the original name of the team currently now known as Mercedes-AMG Petronas GP?
Tyrrell.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Do you know all the other guys up until...
Well, they were Tyrrell, then they were BAR Honda, then, sorry, they were Tyrrell, then were BAR Honda, Honda, Braun, Mercedes.
Yep. Next one.
I feel relieved now, I've got one right.
Now this one is a stat. What is the distance of a driver's shortest Grand Prix career, the shortest Grand Prix career, and when was it?
The shortest Grand Prix career in distance?
In distance.
Well, there's obviously someone who started a race and got to the first corner and didn't ever come back for another race. So I'd say something like came in Monaco for 250 metres.
No.
No?
Longer than that.
Longer than that. I've no idea.
Well, his name is Marco Apicella,
Okay.
and it was at the 1993 Italian Grand Prix.
Right, so he got to the first corner at Monza.
No.
Oh,
Started at the back of the grid,
right.
and he never made it to the first corner, 800 metres.
Seriously?
Yeah. I was
It's no wonder he gave up.
800 metres, but it wasn't his fault. Someone went into the back of him. He managed to pass someone. I've watched the replay.
Right.
Who started slowly, and then they just churned into the back of him.
See, that's a good stat. I now need to put that into a commentary next time I go to Monza.
Johnny and Martin probably remember it.
They'd have been in the race, I suppose, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't have seen any of it. Maybe in the mirror. Final one now.
Go on then.
What is the shortest full duration race in Formula One?
Monaco. Because in terms of...
Start 100% completion race.
Yeah. So, no, in terms of distance...
Time.
Oh, in terms of time. All right, because in distance, every Formula One Grand Prix is 300 kilometres at the end of that lap, except Monaco. Monaco isn't. I think basically because we've been there all day and people have got passing to do, so we can't. So in terms of time, the fastest race is Monza. It's the Italian Grand Prix, and you're looking at what was the time at Monza this year? It's about an hour and 22 minutes, depending on whether there's a safety car or not.
Mm-hmm. So what time do you think? It's Monza.
It is Monza. So
Guess the year and the time.
So the record time.
Yeah.
So the record time is something like 2004, and it's an hour and 14 minutes and 36 seconds.
You were 17 seconds out.
It's not bad though, is it?
That is not bad at all. Monza 2003.
Right.
Give or take it. I mean, it was the year when Ferrari
Yeah.
ruled Formula One. Hour, 14 minutes and 19 seconds.
Damn.
You're in the wrong game. You should be a strategist with all your mathematics for Red Bull.
You're just asking me maths questions today. I've not been asked maths questions for years.
Is it like GCSE? O-level maths? Was you O-levels?
I did O-level and GCSE because my mum and dad were a bit worried that I wasn't going to pass my O-level in maths. So they, not GCSE, CSE, we had two, didn't we? We had O-levels and CSEs. So they said, right, you might not get your O-level, so you're going to do the easier exam as well. Because if you got a C grade in that, then it counted as an O-level. I did pass them both, to be fair, and I did like maths, but I wasn't. I tell you when I got in, when my maths came in really handy, I started working for a betting shop when I was 18 on a Saturday, and my maths teacher.
All the odds.
Yeah, my maths teacher came in one day. Mr. K was his name, God rest his soul, and he came in and looked at me and went, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Well, I've got a job working in here." "Right, well, here's my bet. It's a winner." And he'd had a bet. It was something like 1p forecast doubles through the card at Hackney. Used to have Hackney bags on a Saturday morning, and I had to work it out without using a calculator for him. And now that was pressure.
With your maths teacher?
Maths teacher's money, and he wanted it working out, and I did it properly for him, so he was very happy.
Congratulations, that is a story.
It's just one of the many
I think
things.
I'll be telling my mum that on the phone.
It's just one of the many stupid things I've done in my life, but not half as silly or as worthwhile as what you guys are doing. So I wish you all the best with this. I think it's a fabulous competition to take part in, and I expect you to be at the top. I really do.
We are well hoping so.
No pressure, but don't muck it up.
It's Hertfordshire. We've got a Formula 1 champion, a World Endurance champion.
Too right.
So we need a Formula Student champion.
Well
Thank you very much for your time. I've really appreciated it. And
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, my friend.